This is something that I know a lot of leaders, experts, coaches, healers, therapists are experiencing. People are not easily buying what they're selling. They're not easily buying their services. So you have to resort to doing all kinds of complicated marketing. You have to maybe get on these long phone calls. Maybe you've even tried some sort of pressury tactics, right? Um, and there's all these things that are out there in the world that are telling you what you have to do. If people aren't buying what you're selling, you have to create some long webinar that sells what you're doing. You have to get on these long phone calls and really dig into people's pain and take them through a whole process on a sales call to get them to buy what you're selling. Um, you have to post content every day. You have to do a challenge. You have to, all these things. And really, what I see that these are just layers. These are just adding layers to your business that make it very complicated, right? That make it very stressful. So when people are not easily buying what you're selling, and look, most of the people I work with, they're already at six figures a year, right? Or multiple six figures. So it's not like these people can't sell at all. So I'm not talking about if you can't sell at all. Um, I'm talking about if you want a different process in your business where sales come much easier, right? Um, so when it comes down to it, if people are not buying, not easily buying what you're selling, it's because your offer is not framed in a way that people want to buy, or you are choking somehow when it comes to communicating with them or closing them. It's one of those two things. Either your offer is not framed in a way that people want to buy, or you're getting in your survival brain and, you're not communicating in a way, you're either avoiding reaching out to people or you're not closing them because there's some sort of survival brain avoidance in there. And that's all very common. Both of those are common. The easiest thing to fix is to craft your offer in a way that people want to buy it, right? So people don't want to buy coaching. People don't want to buy consulting. People don't want to buy um, therapy. They don't want to buy your expert healing services. They don't want to buy Reiki. They don't want to buy any of these things. But this is typically what we're offering to people. Also, people don't want to buy big, general, vague promises, right? If I'm saying, hey, I'm going to help you make money, I'm going to help you lose weight, I'm going to help you uh, save money for retirement. These are all big general promises that feel too big, too general, too vague, and is going to make selling your stuff really difficult, right? So the most people's offers are framed in a way that make it really hard to sell, right? They're making too big of promises, they're making too vague of promises, it's too general, it's not at all believable. Often it's focused on what I'm going to do for you. Like, you get 4 sessions and you get access to my container and you're going to get this cool thing. And like none of these things that people really care about. So when your offer is framed in this way, it means you have to do a lot of marketing and a lot of heavy lifting in your sales process to get a client, to make a sale. But when you frame your offer, your first offer to somebody, when you frame it in a way, in the right way, there's very little marketing or sales that need to be done. When you frame your offer in a way that people want to buy, you can simply put your offer in front of them, communicate, have a very short little conversation, and close a new client. And none of this drama around webinars and funnels and 92-step processes has to happen. It can be a very simple path to working with you. And especially if you're someone who's already doing six figures a year, or you're already getting some clients, when you craft your offer and frame it in a way like I'm talking about, you can exponentially boost how many clients you're getting or how many sales you're making while reducing a lot of time spent working like in marketing and sales. So again, if your stuff is not selling as easy as you would like it to be, it's because either your offer is not framed in a way that people want to buy, or you are getting in survival brain when it comes to reaching out to people or closing somebody as a client. It's only one of those two things. And first step is dialing in the offer. Crafting your offer in a way where you could just put it on a Google Doc, a PDF, a notepad. You could just say it out loud on the phone or in person to somebody, and it's for the right person. They're going to say, yes, that is what I want. How do we do it? In my experience, this is one of the most important things you can do in your business is craft this. My wife and I, we call it a first date offer. The first offer you're going to make to someone, the first paid offer you're going to make someone, you want to craft that offer first in your business. That's the most important offer in your business. Right now, all the big profits in your business, the biggest profits are going to come from your back end offer, right? But you won't get there. You will not get people into there if you don't have a first date offer. The other thing that happens is because people typically promise way too much, way too vague, way too general in their first date offer, it makes it very difficult to then sell people into an ongoing offer because you just promised them the world and probably packed a bunch of stuff in your work and your service and your program, whatever. And they go through that and it's going to be very difficult for them to move on to your back end offer, which is where your profits are, big profits, long-term profits. So your first date offer is the most important thing in your business because number one, it makes it when you frame it the right way, when you craft it the right way, it makes marketing and selling very easy, very simple, and you don't have to do a lot of it to get new clients. But then it also sets you up to sell your ongoing offer very easily and to have, a majority of your front end clients going on to work with you on an ongoing basis. And ultimately, that's where all the profits are. So take a look at what's going on in your business. It's either how you're framing the offer or you're getting in survival brain when it comes to reaching out and communicating with people or closing people. Which one is it for you? And start with crafting that first offer